Everyone. Everyone hear me loud and clear? Nice to see John and Lorene. Andrew, thanks for moderating. Megan, hey Fred, Cheryl, Libby. Just let me know if there's a problem with the audio. I always need to do that off the top because many times there has been. Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining me. Thanks to all the regulars. I love seeing the names checking in here. If you're new to the Do Nothing Project, welcome. It's good to have you here. This is it, a highly minimal meditative style hangout with people from pretty much everywhere. I mean, mostly in this time zone and the time zone just before for now, though we do get some Australians meditating in the morning. And then a lot of people watch it later. You can watch it later if you ever miss one. There's a zillion now on the YouTube. I'm Jeff. This is my plant. I was marking on it last time. This is the Do Nothing Project. So today I thought we would do something about my favorite phrase, my favorite meditative phrase or slash descriptor slash piece of guidance that I think there is, which is just happeningness. Shinzen used to say that a lot. You hear it a lot in various Zen contexts and different Buddhist contexts, and non-dual teachers use it a lot. So you hear it kind of within that Advaita tradition, and it's it's kind of a phrase to describe, you could say, the true nature of reality, the just happeningness of things, the way life is just happening. There's a sort of spontaneity and indeterminacy even. And it's also used to kind of point to this thing of non-identification within practice, which is a really key move you learn to do in practice. And you could say it's a sort of direction that emerges through practice. With this idea that even for ourselves, just like sounds are happening, and the wind is blowing in the trees, and a leaf is blowing just then, and there's a just happeningness to the things of nature. There's a just happeningness to us, the thought that's happening, the feeling that's happening. There can be a kind of exhaustion in life from feeling like we continually need to be monitoring those things, or working on them, or changing them, or fixing them, or updating them, or getting them right. So in the protected space of our practice, we practice letting them all just be part of nature, the just happeningness of our own experience, not something we need to be upset about. If there's lots of thoughts, very few thoughts, feelings, no feelings, it's all good. They're just happening. It's just what's happening. There's a just spontaneous, bouncy just happeningness that we're actually part of. I find this to be deeply relaxing when I can slip into that, or more like liberating. It's like I get a break for myself. I get to experiencing myself as not a problem. So there's a little bit on just happeningness. It'll make more sense in the guidance, hopefully. And I'm going to jump right into it. As far as our format, it's pretty much the same every week. We do a 25-minute sit, and you're encouraged to do your own practice. If you have your own thing you like to do there, you don't even need to formally meditate. It could just be a time to hang out and be. So I'll ring the bell at the beginning, and then I usually finish with some sort of simple kindness, appreciation type practice, just to kind of finish us off. So that's the itinerary. Thank you, Andrew, for moderating, and Lauren, if you're here. Thanks to all the rest of our friends. So I don't often see, if you also new here, I can't actually see the comments very well, and they go by, and a lot of them, when I get close, I can start to see them, but they go by pretty fast. So at the end, sometimes I'll read out some comments, or there might be a question, or whatever it is, but they're not always, I don't catch all of them, so just be aware of that. You can always post again if I miss you, if you have something you want to ask or something. Thanks, friends. Good to be here. Let's do nothing. Oh, hey, Mitch. I'm just reading what's going on here. Sorry to hear about your buddy. Four-legged spiritual advisor Barney. Well, this one's for Barney tonight. So you can close the eyes or keep them open. It's sort of up to you. You can also totally ignore my suggestions here and do your own thing, like I mentioned. I like to take a few deliberate, slower breaths here at the beginning, and usually as an attempted act of kindness towards my frazzled, sped up self. Of course, the extended out breaths can be sort of down regulating, help the system settle a bit. Or if you're feeling sleepy, you can emphasize the in-breath, the enlivenment, the subtle energizing effect of an inhale. Subtle, but subtle can be significant. I'm kind of making a commitment here as we settle in. Okay, 25 minutes. I'm going to kind of give myself over sincerely to this period of doing very little of anything. I'm not going to get uptight about imperfections in the environment, the inevitable sounds that'll be there that we may wish weren't there, or the body sensations or the thoughts. It's all just part of what's happening in reality. So no bracing, no rigidity. No throwing in the towel. Every moment, we just start again. Let ourselves be part of what's here. So some people like to just sit in this highly minimal way of just being without needing to make things different. Maybe there's thoughts, maybe there's not. It's just sort of sitting in this present way, in presence. And there's something about that. There's something about just sitting in awareness that's like a solvent. It starts to soften things up. You can also just choose a simple home base to pay attention to. Simple feeling of the breath. Some sound in the space around you. Maybe another body sensation. Feeling of your hands on your lap or on your knees. Point in the body. And this is just an anchor, just a point that keeps us in the real, in the world of the senses. It's not exotic. The idea is partly just finding a kind of contentment in this simplicity. Mind wanders, you come back. letting ourselves be here inside the just happeningness of things. Certain images that just appear in our mind's eye. Certain thoughts, the sound that happens right then, feeling, all just happening. Nothing we need to do about it. We can kind of back off, resting in awareness. This is an invitation to rest. Let yourself rest inside the life just doing its thing. No, you might be sitting with a home base, in which case you can kind of get curious about the softest, quietest part of a sound or sensation. And even that close, it can have a kind of rhythm, and it can also have a kind of surprisingness, a sort of spontaneity. It's just doing its thing. Or you can sit in a more wide, open way. Just being part of nature. Slowing everything down so that it's like you kind of merge with it, with nature, just being it, like everything else, like you're a tree or a plant or an animal or a stone. It's all just happening. All just what's happening. can't really do anything wrong here. Maybe you're focused. Maybe you're clear. Maybe you're distracted. It's all just what's happening. It's like we're kind of backing out of trying to take it personally. Let yourself be blameless, innocent. It's just what's coming through. Everything's happening all by itself. The sounds happen by themselves. Feelings, the thoughts, they're just what's happening. It's like we're kind of letting go into that. Being part of it. Riding the wave. Okay, for the last few minutes, we'll keep with this theme of just happeningness and spread it into the friendly appreciation zone. So whoever it is that comes to mind, and let it just happen. Whatever person, animal, child, somebody you know well, a stranger, ancestor, just let it be this random association. With every one that emerges, just sort of sending some appreciation to this being, to this place, to this scene, to this food group. Doesn't matter. We're doing a kind of spontaneous loving kindness. Whatever comes into your mind's eye, you just smile and you go, yeah, you, that thing. I wish that thing well. Or whatever you want to wish them. Some flavor of nurturing a positive orientation. It could be comic, it could be poignant, it could be warm. It's like every little thing that comes up in your mind's eye, you're choosing to regard with a friendliness. Every association and idea, including yourself in that. Every place your attention lands, every sound, every sensation. Maybe a phrase helps, like may you be well, or something else. And if you want to make it a little bit more structured, if that is easier, you can do that too, obviously. Just choose someone you know. Wishing them well. May all of us be well. Nice to meet you, Susanna. Oh. Yeah. Thank you. Good to practice with you, friends. Hello, Cambodia. Nice. Christina loves my sweater. Thank you. It got shrunk in the wash yesterday. I'm trying to loosen it up. Oh, nice to meet you, Michael. Hey, Ruth, Tammy. Serene's good. Marina. Sometimes it's serene, sometimes less so. Some people kind of like the just happeningness. Some people seem to. Statue of a Buddha, the waves. The just happeningness I find to be a very freeing idea. It's kind of an orientation. It's like, oh, all of a sudden I don't have to get it right. I can just let myself be the thing that I am. And the things that are happening are just happening. Nice, Michael. Hey, Lori. Yeah, Lori's saying always trying to fix things. It's nice to let go of that when I can. course, you can't try too hard to let go either. That's the truth. You can't actually let go. That's the point. It's not a thing you're doing. You can just let be. Nice for staying awake, human commenting. Nice, Mitch. Thanks, Siobhan. Sending the best to your mother-in-law. Good to hang out with everyone. Oh, thanks, Andrew, Andrew posted a link to the podcast. If people don't know, we have a podcast, the Consciousness Explorers podcast. It's a labor of love that Tasha and I do, and our producer, Timmy. So we haven't really talked much about that. We're trying to figure out how to get a grant for that and keep doing it because it's pretty fun. We did one on hypnosis this week. Patrick saying, it helps if I let go of the judgment. I fight judgment in my meditation too often. Yeah. You're not alone in that. Oh, Kent just saw Everything Everywhere All at Once. I want to see that movie. Looking forward to seeing it. Well, everyone, it's good to hang out. Pack it in, have an early night. Oh, nice. Brooke worked with the crescent moon as her home base. Christina, sending love to the community. Yeah, it's good to have people to hang out with. Sit and do your nothing with. The nothing that's everything. Thanks again, everyone. This tea is, I think it's mint lavender tonight. Okay. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.